Testing, testing. Okay. Let's share a link. Get started. Yep, quality looks smoother than before. All I did was lower the shadow. I'll be honest, I couldn't even do much because the graphics and all that are pretty much at the slowest. Right, we're done setting up. Need to share the link. Alright. Close Discord. Close everything but the live stream so I can see it live. Alright. There's one thing I need to do, is increase the music. Because I don't think people can hear it. Testing, testing. Hopefully you can hear that now. The normal streams are quiet even though I try to set it up properly. Anyways. Hello everyone, my name is Xanmoas and today we're playing Final Fantasy XIV. As we last left off, I went into the labyrinth first and got the Council of Scholars mad. Now I'm banned from entering there again. But we continue on. The overall picture has grown clearer. Yes, but that's in spite of the form being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain word? Survival, come what may. His father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family? Alphinold. Elise, is it? It is you. Oh, must be their mother. When I heard you'd been dragged before the form, I came as swiftly as I could. I am so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Xanmoas Livior at your service. And you fine people must be the scions of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Yeah, don't expect me to put on very good female voices. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches father that you are here... Oh, bother that. I am to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Foreshwant are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stands, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. We'll visit your home. We will be back at the Annex when you're ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure, Victoria, what do you think? Victoria? The Victoria Gladios? What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Awards here. I insist that you join us. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Victoria, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, but matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. Time to hang out with your mother. I'm sure Thavneir thinks nothing of it. He invited classmates over all the time, but I wasn't the most... It was a different time for me, alright? I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am relieved even to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Victoria? Though it seems we shall have enough time to enjoy it. Will you accompany us on our visit home? Fine, if we're going, then let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room is always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away. Childhood toys. I mean, God, never mind. Thavneir estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on. Yeah, this NPC escort thing is pretty cool. When Alice and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. Now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Thavneir and I will often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless, and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at the exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Are you about to fall over? You can give your parents a heart attack. And here you are at last. Please, do come in. This has gotta be voiced.
Welcome home, my lady.
Called it. How many servants do you need? Like 10.
What? What are you gawping at? I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Thavneir, Mistress Alice, if you'd accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. 'Tis clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name. 'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them.
Do my best.
Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Sure. Want to hear about the time we went to another world? Or your kids were in a coma? New clothes, of course.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you would allow me, Master Alphino.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father.
Oh, he's gonna be so mad.
Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days. As a student, he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry.
You're officially a sage now.
I'm told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
That all depends on him.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you before you run off are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Alright, your kids are safe with me. And that was that. Only the gods know when we'll be back again. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. The visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us. These gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. Enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and join our companions. Okay. The feast are here. There we go. Always important to do feasters if you want bonus EXP. Enjoyed your time with the Leviers, I hope. I would ask how the Trins fared, but their new efforts tell the tale. Only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret of the Form strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by HYDALIAN is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once you scouted out the situation in Thavneir, whatever, we'll be well equipped to plot out our next move. Alright, that's one half of quest done. Now I gotta do Thavneir's quest chain. Which is there. Now, this is a lot of stone faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Kral and the students of Radz-at-han. We seek passage to Thavneir and understand that you can assist us. Ah, the test subjects. Welcome, welcome. Test subjects? Oh, you hadn't heard? Well then, allow me to explain. So in order to travel to an Aetherial, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of ether hurtling along the live stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of Aetherial teleportation. What if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to an Aethirite without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been? For long years, we labored to make such travel possible, that people might move about more freely. And we finally done it. We created a new kind of Aethirite that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these Aethirites, but the Aethirites themselves must have been attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between the 2 points. But it just so happens that our first pair of Aethirites, one has been installed here in Sharian, and the other over in Yodamad, a port town in Thavneir. As you may have known, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Radz-at-han, and indeed, we owe much to this breakthrough to the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum up, we're to test these Aethirites. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel ether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these Aethirites were made for people like your good self. The magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. Veritable dream come true. Far be it from me to worry about such things, but we do have permission to make use of your shiny new invention. The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the lifestream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you aren't most people. Mistress Cry truly knows how to pick them. If I might change the subject, are Master Wolfson and Mistress Buida not present today? Oh, you didn't hear? Usually we signed the posts. The expertise were needed elsewhere. Large-scale project held by the firm itself, as I understand, but I'm not quite privy to the details. I see. Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. And please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aethirite Plaza. I'll be along shortly. Good lord.
We're all set. Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavneir.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please?
Hey Fancred, don't lose your clothes again.
Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
What you do?
Oh, and one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
What?
And we're on our way to Thavneir.
Thavneir, home to city-state Radz-at-han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between two peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay for a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have?
Oh god. You should got your clothes.
What chance? Against such an insidious foe.
This is a catchy theme. Ugh. Did you get a potion or something?
Fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish. Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
Yeah, get an antidote or something.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions. Don't let Estinien roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
You idiot, you let him go. Guess it's my job to go save the money. You managed to will yourself to your feet, but given your condition, will you be able to reach Estinien in time? Oh, I'm sick in game. No, he's gonna spend 1,000 gil. You free? You there? I need free drinks. Something that helps with ether sickness. By the menu, sir. A traveler. Greetings and welcome. You're advised, good sir, to come to me. My special armor lassie, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is famed for calming unruly bellies. By way of a warm welcome to Thavneir, I'm pleased to offer it to you for the low price of 19,800 gil. For not one, but not two, but 3 bottles. A bargain amongst bargains. Price is high road robbery, and if you want to say as much to Estinien, but you realize any words of warning you cry out will be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before Estinien and you should gesture deny that the deal is fair. I thought you could barely stand. What do you need me to tell me that's so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't buy the lassie. The merchant is swindling me. Ah! Serious apologies, sir, but I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for 3 bottles of the lassie. That confusion would have been quite costly for both of us. Very well then, your coin. Yeah, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll go buy some $100,000 rent in rooms. I'll be back after I explore the town. Phase. Beat to the 12. My stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee and Estinien and to the fine fruit of this land. You were in time. Excellent. You spared us Tatoo's wrath. Sweet, sweet release. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right, I'm ready to get on with it. That lassie truly worked wonders. Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair. I bound it. Just the most I could do against this heat, short of shredding my armor. Yeah, that's where you got the cord for it. The local vendor. The man said it was Iranian weave, tough and not easily unraveled. And how much did it cost? 2,400 gil. A steal, I was told. It's nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I dare say not even Alpha could hold a candle to you. What do I say? On that subject, I shall refrain from making comment. Yet I cannot help but observe that the merchants seem overzealous in the pursuit of profit. Claiming Thavneir as its dominion, the nation of Radz-at-han hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there was the Aquasodra, a Matagana tribe indigenous to these islands. Over time, they came to be joined by other races, and though their intermingling a culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of Hanish culture have come to be celebrated and converted the world over. A development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. All of this have combined to make a trading power of Radz-at-han. Yet such a status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence, given that merchants at the gateway town are free to fleece helpless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so, an opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap that the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, this would be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, aye. We'd not to lose by learning more. So, ere we seek out Trial's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here in Yildamad? Excellent. We didn't exactly get off on a flying start, but we'll make up for it. Right, let's split up and make inquiries in town. Victoria, the pier is yours. Once we learn what we can, we will group by the Aetherial, off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. Yeah, I should probably bound to it. Now, 192 yards to the northeast. I'll remember to grab it. That was a weird pop-up message. That coming here? Oh god, he's even free here. Crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling as if they have been left too long. What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit though. I don't know why I bother. How do we sell anything these days? Business has never been this terrible. I suppose things would be even worse. I could have a custodian to keep afloat. Like Kalsar. I don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I come to realize. No traveler, but have you have a moment? I wish you could pay Kalsar a visit. He would be glad for tidings from aboard. Not as... I guess not. You'll find him at the Saltwind Sails, the Harbor Guild building across the water from here. Ain't that place? Gazing out from the pier, you spy boats moored off nearby isles, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels further away. Compared to other ports you have visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. Where would the last one be? Ah, I must have missed that. Oh no, there isn't Traveler. You're aware of sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth ever since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on Unona. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion, but no. And to spell Philippines as well. We still have our lives thanks to the Radiant Hosts, but business is as good as dead. What will become of us? Only gods know. Yeah, so it sounds like they're being attacked by fell beasts. The Maskians aren't coming, but we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that the plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself, and the provinces are in chaos. And now there's a tower sitting on our doorstep spitting out monstrosities? The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. This will be an enormous loss. Alright, forget about the Damaskians. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handcrafts, medicines, all the perennial Hannish flavors. A custodian works closely with merchants and Tricians to supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Kazal, I knew. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant? Please tell me you're a merchant. I see, that's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me. Oh. My name is Matsuya, and I'm here to see Kazal. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. And that, technically my first sighting of an elephant NPC that talks. He seems depressed though. What's on your mind, big guy? Yes, can I help you? I remember seeing you back at the guild. You wanted to speak with Kazal, did you? I'm Matsuya, a fisherman of Akiai, a nearby village. I sell my catch to Kazal, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the custodian has been struggling, I became worried and decided to come see him. Just as soon as he's free anyway. He's a hard-working man and I dare not disturb him. And I got gloves. And of course. Too bad I can't grammar here. Damn. If I may ask, what is it that you do? An adventurer, you say, and you travel the world helping people. Then that must mean you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, don't you teach me to be like you. You see, I brought some fresh fish with me. The portion I couldn't preserve, I want to sell them. Problem is, I'm terrible with people. I only ever dealt with Kazal, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. But please, as serious as it might sound, will you not peddle my fish in my stead and show me how it's done? If you're willing, please let me know and we can begin at once. The events to follow can not be skipped. You may wish to cancel any peddling duty final resolution. Okay. You do it then? Show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Right. Please try peddling my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yamamad, and I'll serve you and learn. Time to peddle. Yes? Greetings to you too. I suppose I'm well enough given the circumstance. Things have been settled down somewhat, but it was utter chaos when that tower first appeared. Everyone grabbing whatever they could, trampling over each other to get to the city. Many remain here for now, but I could not stay away. I had to come back, continue with my life, such as it is. Whether or not it was the right choice, only time will tell. A place like home. It's too risky out here. Oh, trust me, I don't. I make sure to keep well clear of the tower. And when more monsters emerge from it, I heed the Radiant's host instructions. Hope they deal with it soon so we get back to our normal lives. So today is where you can earn as much as you gave, and tuck into your meal satisfied that you did good work. Fresh fish, you say? Oh, you're a fishmonger. Hey, when you bait me like that, how can I not bite? Very well, give me some of your fish. Thank you for your custom. The catch of the day is shallow cod, delectable stewed in coconut milk, or baked with a sprinkle of salt. I'm a natural merchant negotiator. Next one's up there, huh? Now, what are you? A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some armor. I say it doesn't. They don't need to be export quality. Alright, for any, of course. It may seem like a lot, but of late, I go through that much in time at all. I'm a stock taker by trade, but with no vessels coming these days, the wares are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing is coming in from overseas. But not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking when the next shipment is arriving for this and that and this and that. Well, if it wears me down and I find myself feeling constantly hungry. Okay, this one's tricky. Thank you. A pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoyed that little chat. It took my mind off the troubles for the moment. Shit. Never mind. If nothing else, you left her with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we? No, I want to try again. Let me try again. Ah. I thought if I sympathized with her, I would get her to buy a fish. What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy. Oh gosh, my stomach. Ether sickness? No, nothing so unusual. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. With that I could, but can't afford to be idle. Not like that's not. Circumstances will surely be rested before they get better, and so I'm working as hard as I can while I can. The better to be prepared. Well, it's not like I'm trying to impress anyone. Have you excuse me? I must be getting back to work. Oh come on, that should have worked. Too bad we couldn't make a sale, but we did manage to build something of a wastage. Thank you so much for your demonstration. It was truly eye-opening experience. Let's return to the pier. That's bullshit. I should have worked. I was buttering him up. Oh wait, what was that ether? Oh, somewhere there. Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. You managed to sell to 1 of 3 people you approach. It was difficult, but when you put your mind to it, you succeeded. Though you did fail too. But there are lessons to be learned in both success and failure. By applying yours, I endeavored to become a better peddler. Still, there's only so much I can do alone. Hope the things will return to normal for Castle soon. I thought I heard a familiar voice. And who should it be but Monsieur? Castle, have you finished your business at the guild? So you were there too. Forgive me, try as I might, I can't find any buyers. With no ships coming in and hardly any going out, there simply aren't any options at this rate. So you can't buy my fish anymore? I'm sorry, Matsuya. I truly am. For now, you must peddle your own goods. But by myself, I can't. I want to help you, I do. But as it stands, I can barely help myself. I poured my all into this consortium, and I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I won't fail them. The sisters are my witness. Kalsal. Not to worry, using what I learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. Oh, I best return to my village. My thanks again, and please take care of on the road. And it looks like side quest popped up. I'll ignore them for now, because I think I won't need it for the first dungeon. If there's one coming up. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tad bit or two, I trust. Let's see. We also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods. But to think that it would be to such an extent. Well, another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearance and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. And as before, they mean to use the faith of the hapless falls they call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual for the Tepoi. That Matsuya fell you were helping. He's a Oxodia. Oxodia, is he not? Apparently, this is almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning is his perpetrator's aim, it doth stand to reason that Oxodia would be the primary targets. But this is the faith of their ancestors which prevail in this land, and many are devout adherents still. We better go after him. Aki lies to the west, as I recall, the same direction as Kryle's acquaintance, incidentally. It's settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. And one of those important side quests. I'll get that later. I should probably talk to that. We don't see Matsuya nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. The northeast, which is that way. Then to the east? Huh. There it is. Too bad I can't fly. I don't know, I have a habit of opening up the map. I guess because I want to see the distance. Up there. No, leave me alone. Help, somebody help. Ah, tempered. Glad you're no match for me. Huh? Where did it go? Why are you here? I see you found him in time. You and your friends came to look for me? I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest. Think about what to do about, well, everything. And then those men came. Kidnappers. We heard that Adrasodia were being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know. The ocean all we have. I see, that is your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. It's our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What can thou tell us of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. I heard that some bear unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Sot, House of Divinities. In the old tongue, it means... But they are not true divinities. They are monstrous imitations that bring only death. To have one's face so twisted in a grievous indignity and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Though that's not for no other purpose but to neutralize that tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we will learn all we may about them. Wilt thou not tell us of these thine divinities and their true nature? You come all this way to save us? Really? You think I had you peddling fish? But to answer your question, yes, of course. We will gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because of I'm a terrible storyteller, and I ask my fellow villagers to do it. But please come to our village. We're good gods-fearing folk, all of us, and we'll be honored to share our knowledge and fish. What sayest thou? Shall we pay a visit to Akia? Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it. So, this is the simulacra of Valiant gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, they could be known now. The kidnapped Hamish are imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we will be able to save them. Oh, indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods. Like as not, as you said, we'll do well to study their religious traditions. To Akiai. God, I really need to know how to pronounce these words. Akiai. Something like that. The north, huh? Let's get this ether first if I can. Maybe not. Because I won't have a way up. There's one south. That's good. Southeast. So by the shore, I guess. Where? The northeast. What, is it on the mountain? No, it's there. Welcome to Akia, my friend. The name means white beach, and isn't much here save that. But please make yourself at home. The companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kanga and old Hasvida. They're free at the moment, as it happens. You wish to know about gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our isle is home to many gods. It can be divided into two groups. The Manusa, beings of wisdom who assume the form of men, and the Maga, beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities. Their forms and personalities many are varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings we strive to be better people and live better lives. Interesting in learning about gods, you say? Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Pick up your ear then and listen. In ancient times, the Manjura and the Muga, deities who look like men and beasts, respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of the Manusa, the Muga cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusa converted the might of the Maga, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods, possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusa have worn animal faces, and the Maga the limbs of men. That's a bit disturbing. There you are. Learned a thing or two about the gods. Our gods, I trust. While you're off talking to others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll, which depicts 3 of our most revered deities. By all means, we should like to see it. Yeah, I cannot do a Thancred voice well, but he sounds Shakespearean. Is that the Magus sisters? Oh crap. The Manjusla. You heard of them already, yes? The 3 sisters. The second one is the eldest, Sindu Uva, a goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest regards. To her right is her middle sister, Zandrua, as the goddess of wealth. She counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Minu Uva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts, and so is beloved by reavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the menu, sir, the deities of Uozia preside over myriad aspects of life. And what of the Maga, if I may ask? The Maga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardians deities in times of conflict. If you have the occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gaj's head, and he is renovated as a progenitor of the Astola. Then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. You worship dragons too? It's said that the ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of Radz-at-han, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legend holds that if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fight to his aid. Dragon ally? You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I am confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. That is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success. Alright, I believe it's time we sort out Kryl's acquaintance. An alchemist by the name of Nidhana. According to Kryl's notes, we have to find her at a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. Did you say you were going to see Nidhana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding. And did I say she's beautiful? I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. And those eyes. When you meet her, take care that you don't drown in them. And there's the other attunement. Go through the grassy plains might be the entrance and not the beach. Yeah, I thought so. There's a tunnel with flags on it. Oh god. The old dead.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the Great Work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Oh, what the hell? They're not dead?
friends. Gather round. I have them right here. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit.
So you chose to sleep on the ground. What, you couldn't afford a bed?
Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Cryo sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Oh, this is a day of celebration.
Praise be to Cinderuva.
Cinderuva. Cinderuva, that's how you say it?
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragon King, yes?
Jesus Christ.
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not?
Estinien, you better run. Or jump.
I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Yeah, jump, jump, jump.
Now, see here.
Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Backflip, backflip.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Guess not. His evasion sucked.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Cryo. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Yeah, I better tune myself there as well. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you assist us with ours. Though Cryo herself is tied up with another investigation, Victoria is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no effort to aid you. So if I'm to understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar, and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the star trap bade us alchemists to create enchanted talismans. Talismans that allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack inner protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we're still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to the etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater resistance. We seek to amplify the protection property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here's where you and your blessing of light comes in. Ahaha, perhaps so. I know my colleagues, they won't be satisfied with blood alone. As for your task, we ask that you only serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower a field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how your blessing shields you, with your permission, of course. In that case, Yuanjie and I will find a way to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We would be grateful for any assistance you can provide. If you are ready, then let's put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the Great Work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you there on the top and after seeing to some preparations. So over there, all right. That's an odd place over there. The heck is a drunken Deepa? Here, lantern designed in the local style. Hope you don't have any trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweet tears and many sleepless night, the drunken Deepa. The Deepa is a Latin scented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficiency. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe ether sickness. With your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing protective capabilities. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. Looks like I'm following a lantern. Getting ether, please stand back. How much am I supposed to stand back? No. They're struck by a powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach? Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Okay, again. Two more times. Object stomach and bowel integrity holding confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. I get expecting me to vomit. Fine again. Subject fortitude rated impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Assuming test. Please follow and brace for the final discharge. How exactly do I need to follow it? Exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and your humors. Ah, you returned, and not on your knees. A promising sign, but please, let me take the deeper off your hands. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether for when we test the talisman. But no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Then the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. You're a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? See, our talisman requires the use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it. Spirit Reed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like you to go and harvest some. In the recent spite of kidnappings, however, we Akasodia travel alone at uphill. Will you not come with me as my escort? I will compensate you for your troubles, of course. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let's head to Kajaya's footsteps. It is situated to the road which runs east of the Great Work. Okay, so over there. I might be simply imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out, Victoria! Gods, that what gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope. Good. Let's continue on then. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. And here we are, Kajaya's footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place and train and dedicate the dance to their ancestors. Happy benefit of this is the spirit weed grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting it once. If you would be so good to stand your guard. Kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. Hey, you worry about kidnappers when you got beasts like that.
Yes, that would be Radz-at-han. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing. Completely. Without the satrap and his line, Radz-at-han would not exist. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra.
Arkasodra.
When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavneir altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjord from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radz-at-han to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
Wait, but when I see it. No offense, but I've done with a lot of crooked leaders. Especially in this game.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
But Daniel?
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh something? Owen?
Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
I have enough spirit weed to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let's head back to the great work, shall we? Daniel's up to something. No, screw it, I'll teleport. Victoria, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. If you excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. You are both back. Excellent. Oh, that's a kid. I have a message for you, Mistress Xanmoas. It would seem the stores of Giant Scale is running low. What? But when last I looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that was before Uranje told everyone about the tempering cure, and Estinien shared his knowledge of dragons. It appears have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if these are new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain, but we still need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to attend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Victoria, though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the Giant Scale? If you're not familiar, Giant Scale is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it is found, aptly named Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away, though it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please seek out a man named Xanmoas. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of Hamza, Mistress Xanmoas? By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I will bring the Hamza to the entrance. Meet me there when you're ready. What the heck is a Hamza? There's another brew quest I need to do eventually. But in the meantime, I should be fine. Let me talk to you. Wait, are we writing dodos? Yeah, Hamza, Victoria. If the creatures look familiar, it's because they are close kin of your Rosian dodos. Hamza have long been kept in livestock in Thavneir, and many a hatchery to be found here. Alas, the largest of these were recently raised by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That's where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. Are you ready? Then let's depart. You only need ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead for yours to follow. Okay, that's just silly. Let's be off. If you haven't been in dodos before, be warned that they have a wobbling gait. Yeah, that's just silly. Riding dodos like this. They don't even have saddles either. That particular formation stretching out over the water is called Kadra. This sword, legend holds, was wielded by the Manusura against the Murga before it was cast down at conflict's end. A word which means sword. To the left, and requiring no introduction, is the tower. As you can see, it straddles a small isle. outpost there. Though the main part of the hatchery is atop of the cliff. The outpost itself is on the beach. Here we are, manned by the Radiant Host. This outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Well, who should it be but young Rashna? On an errand for the satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me come to collect your report. He also wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. We simply do our duty, but we are honored to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm the past few days, this remains the front line of battle, no place of children. The predecessors too often traveled alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own fruition. Gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, Yad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering, but still I worry for you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nadine. Thank you. And who might this be? Not Hanish by the look of her. You made me to introduce Victoria Gladius of the Eurasian conjugate, come to assist in the making of the talisman. What was he to say? Towers have appeared over there too, yes? Tell me, what is the situation like? I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers. Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. Excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of ours are understandably anxious. We would be glad for any tidings you can share. You too, bring Prashna the latest report and answer any questions he may have. It occurs to me that I have yet properly introduced our company. We are the Radiant Host, a military order under the satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. We train hard and admit only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we struggle to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on the 2 occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What are the towers in Erosia? Do they likewise spawn monsters? Though it's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls from outside aid to be answered. I heard about you, the visitor from Erosia. Is there anything you can tell us about the Tephroi? We know that they're the ones behind the tower, and that they declared war on the whole world. Why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like our Warsian and Far Eastern brothers. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. The tower assault, as folk have taken to calling it, suddenly appeared when it did on the Isles of Nanuna. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you expose yourself to its corrupting ether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with the tower in your homeland? Our struggles are not unique. Then our hopes still lie with the talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. Something tells me they're gonna invade soon. You're speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was enlightening for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation or trading hub both, Radz-at-han ordinarily receive a steady stream of news from aboard. Alas, that stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you had best see to your own original errand, as mine it will keep me here for longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need to follow the road east. Upon the Hamza, you'll arrive before you know it. Brief though it may be, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. Oh, there's one nearby. Up there, probably. There it is. Okay, now I control it. That tiny dot there. Run, Dodo, run. You can do it, Dodo. I believe in you. That's still a bit weird. Does that mean I'm going to get getting a Dodo in the next quest? Or is it like a gym thing? We'll find out eventually, I guess. Any ethers around here? To the northeast. Probably on the mountain here somewhere. No sooner do you arrive at the destination that the Hamza dashed off. What a rude Hamza. Ah, this is indeed the giant gull's grounds. I am Xanmoas. Is there something you require? Giant's goal for the alchemists, you say, but of course they shall have it. The labor tirelessly to deal with the tower, and this the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. But you have to go get it yourself. Here you are, a sack of the purest giant gold. We always set some aside for our alchemist friends. Or not. Good. When you do it, let the folk know of the great work. Know that we're grateful for the efforts. If they need more, they need but ask. Yeah, lucky me, I don't have to climb. Oh, that was oddly simple. I'll go back there. Let's check this first. It is southeast. Yeah, I won't worry about it. Welcome back, Ventura. Dare I hope you have the giant skull? Oh Oh my, such fine specimens. Thank you so much for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype, one that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it's ready, it will be time for the trick test, so please take your ease while you can. Oh, we're actually on the beach, huh?
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavneir, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandanial wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, and spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
Oh, crap.
What is it? What did you see? Fandanial, are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last!
Something's wrong.
Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments. We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
Thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless. Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
Yeah, this is gonna backfire.
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandanial is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Yeah, it's got red card painted all over it. All the way over there, huh? Yep, no ethers around. Good. What the hell is that? We got behemoth seal. That's a word I never thought I'd say. A behemoth seal. This is a rather finer boat than I expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board and be on our way. Oh, and if you should become corrupted, do not stay your hand, of course. I pray it does not come to that. But you must protect yourself. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of a kind. Perhaps our only hope to toppling this tower. For all sakes, do not hesitate to do what must be done, whatever that may be. Oh, the longer I draw this out, the more nervous I become. Let us be off. No, you should probably pin that to your
Don't cross the threshold of the tower's influence.
You should probably pin that to your dress or something.
Any moment now. It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
That might be stretching it. That's definitely stretching it.
so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance.
Don't push it. Don't push it.
A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be.
Now come over here.
Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What?
Ah, crap. I saw that coming. Now we're gonna sand temple this. That's just so that I'm referring to. Oh jeez, they're all been mummified.
Do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking.
You're an asshole.
My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting. Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Fandanial, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Fandanial who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Fandanial's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes?
Oh shit.
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
Uh-oh.
Amon, at your service.
I'm on.
Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met. Day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiment? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation, slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Amon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death.
I know you. I killed you dozens of times.
In the end, all is lost.
Wait, wasn't that Fruity Butt?
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war, and so I have come to claim you.
But wait, does that mean that second last boss of that dungeon, well, raid, the same Amon? I can't remember.
For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandanial, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
Well, he was a Fruity Butt. Huh. And he's gone. Crap. How am I supposed to get her out?
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell.
Damn it, man.
As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primaries. if you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Xenos. I'll be back. Or with a party of 4. You returned, but where's Mistress Radz-at-han? And sure, preserve. Just when we succeeded in making the talisman. I must report this at once. Meanwhile, please go return to the great work. I knew this was a bad idea. Something gone away, hasn't it? What happened? So it was for Daniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you wanted to do more, but you were right to return here first. Must tread warily, lest we endanger Radz-at-han and the other captives. First, we must inform everyone of the situation, Radz-at-han's colleagues included. I'll call them together for a gathering, but I think it would be best if you're the one to explain. Oh, Radz-at-han. Can you answer me this? Though Radz-at-han is trapped in the tower, she's still alive, yes? Then we must make warding scales, as many as we can. The prototype works perfectly. This Radz-at-han proved at peril to herself. So let us make more scales, that she and all those who were taken might be saved. I, as alchemists, this is how we'll help win the fight. My friends, the satrap have been made aware of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide you with all you require. To that end, he bade me give you this lynx pill that you might personally discuss the production of the warding scales with you. And for our Rosian visitors, I bear an invitation. In her report, Mistress Radz-at-han noted your vital contributions to the talisman's creation. The fact came to the satrap's attention, and in recognition of your deeds, he wishes to meet you. In addition to thanking you in person, he will also discuss further avenues in collaboration. And so, if it is agreeable, will you now accompany me to Radz-at-han for an audience with His Excellency? You should be honored, of course. Closer cooperation between our land can only be to the benefit of all. And it is settled. Please come to the gates east of the Giant Gull's grounds, and I will show you to the city. Where am I going? All the way up there? It's gonna be a bit of a drive. I'm gonna quickly do this. That was easy. I only got silver? Damn you. I was helping you halfway for the health. I should have got gold for that. Oh, what the? Ether current. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Screw you, birds. How many ethers do I have? Need 5 more. Of the finding ones, at the least. The one nearby here. Southwest, huh? Quickly take a look before I do this. What am I doing? Hit the wrong button. This south. Yeah, no dice. All present, let us proceed. Owing to the threat of the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert, and strict restrictions are in place for entry. Though you have been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times.
A vast rock squats upon Thavneir, and to its stony surface clings the city of Radz-at-han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets. But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
Megaduta.
Megaduta.
It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside.
Oh, I can't explore the city. What a shame. Oh, at least I tuned to the ether right.
Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Aetherial, satrap of Radz-at-han.
Aetherial.
Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude. A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not. This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
What?
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
As you wish.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me.
Ah, dragon.
Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn. I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Aye, mine elder brothers, of Midgard's spawn. I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radz-at-han had an alliance with a dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive with the Aura, adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility, when it seemed all would be drowned in blood. Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radz-at-han.
But if Ritra is still here, then your position as Satrap is just...
a charade. Yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Your eye. It was taken.
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh. The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Radz-at-han. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my whim.
Ah, that would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
I am woven with wards fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered. Estinien warm blood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another. Yet did neither one of us bear his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radz-at-han. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Pagalthan and Cartanau, I am told.
Yep.
'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions, and should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go. Steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlian is in order.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Radz-at-han, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but we now have a clear objective ahead of us. As we join our comrades in Shalian, we muster a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower Assault. Oh, if you haven't already done so, be sure to tune to the F right here before departing. So of course you enjoy violent nostalgia. Nausea. I mean I can re-enter. Guess not. This is where we're getting used to the balmy Thavneir. We're back in chilly Shalian. Take care not to catch your death here. We need you for the battles to come. Well then, everyone appears to be here, so let's take stock of all developments and discoveries. Alright. Well, unfortunately it's getting late, so I'm going to end the stream here. Hope you enjoyed. Please follow for more, and until next time, folks. See ya.